Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to do the outline for your Pro-Con paper. So to get started, I'd like you to go to Think Fantastic, and there on Think Fantastic for today's post you will see the Pro-Con outline. And to make this easy, what I'm going to ask you to do is just copy and paste the outline here. You can scroll down and we'll copy and paste the whole thing. That might take me a while. So you can do Control-C to copy it, and then go to a new post on your own Blogger, and we'll go ahead Control-V, paste that in, and for the post title, call it Pro-Con Outline. Okay, and this post is going to provide you with a strong outline so that later on this week when we start actually drafting out our Pro-Con article, you will be able to follow this outline and know exactly where you're headed. Make sure that your organization is nice and strong. So what you'll notice is that some parts of this outline are highlighted in yellow. Those are the parts I'd like you to focus on today. So I'll walk you through the thinking that you need to do for each step, and then you can do this on your own. The first part I'd like you to think about is your thesis. What's your position on this paper? For the example that I'm going to use today, I'm going to think about whether we should have year-round school or not. And I'm going to pretend that I'm taking the position that we should have year-round school. So my position would be we should move to a year-round school schedule. And then this is a really key word here that I want you to include in your outline thesis, and that is because. Why should we do that? So your thesis might sound something like, we should have school uniforms because, or we should not have school uniforms because. And then after that, put your reason, your main reason. Maybe you have two reasons. We should move to a year-round school schedule because it is best for learners. Okay, so that's a one-sentence summary that tells exactly how I feel on my topic. Then, the next step you want to think about as we go through our essay is the counter-argument. What are your opponent's best arguments going to be? I would focus on their main one or two arguments that you think they will use against you. What are their one or two best ones? So for example, with year-round school, I would say the best argument against year-round school is the fact that we lose out on summer break. Many families use that summer break time to go places with their families. So that would be one huge reason against year-round school. Another huge reason that we might think about would be lack of air conditioning. Going to school in July, 90-degree classrooms, that wouldn't be great. Here at Miller, a lot of the classrooms are air conditioned, some of them aren't. So there you want to put your opponent's best couple of arguments because you'll touch on those later. And then if I scroll down, the way that I want you to think about the remainder of this is what are the three strongest arguments that you have. And we are going to go in order from strong to stronger to strongest. Now why is that the case? We want our paper to get stronger as we go. We don't want to be losing steam as the reader goes through our thoughts. We want to be gaining steam. So I want to think about what's my best argument, and I'm actually going to put that third. So what is my best argument for year-round school? I would say that it keeps learners fresh. And what I mean by that, I would explain in the rest of the paper. But it keeps learners fresh. Another stronger argument, my second strongest argument, is that it allows chances to catch up. Those 15-day breaks between semesters would allow learners a chance to catch up. Then my third strongest argument would be that it allows families more built-in breaks. And that might tie in nicely with what I'm saying there in my counter argument. We may not have the long summer break, but we have a lot of 3-week breaks throughout the year. Then, after I've put my 3 arguments, that's where I need to go back to my evidence that I've collected, which we did last week Friday. What is my evidence that supports this? That would be a key stat, fact, or quote. So for instance, maybe I have this line: according to the New York Times, quote, learners in year-round schools report higher levels of engagement. Maybe for this one, according to Time Magazine, students in year-round schools were 40% more likely to stay at grade level compared to peers in traditional school calendars. And then I put my quote there. That makes sure that I have evidence for each of my main ideas. You do the same thing for your strongest argument. So those parts of the outline are the ones that I'd like you to focus on. We will use what you've done in this outline during the rest of the week to get each part of our paper written. But the big thing that you want to focus on right now is making sure you know what you're going to say in the order you are going to say it in. So again, think about what's your position, how are you going to state that, think about your opponent's best arguments, and then think about your 3 main arguments. Again, the strongest one goes at the end, second strongest goes in the middle, third strongest will actually go at the beginning, so that we gain steam, that our argument gets more powerful as we go on. Good luck.